Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Building a Nation with FC Midtjylland. If you are still enjoying the series, do be sure to smash a like on the video. That'd be really, really cool. Now, before we go any further, I just want to quickly address the reason my face is so damn red. Basically, me and Em went to Donington yesterday. I decided that there's no reason you'd be able to get a sunburn in April. Turns out you can, and I have. So that's the reason for the red face, and never let it be spoken of again. So this episode, because there's so much going on, it could be one of the longer ones that I've done on this save so far, just because it's going to be, we've basically got ourselves like a winter transfer, double Livecom extravaganza, essentially is what's going to happen. So, without further ado, let's just jump straight in. Enjoy what the highlights of basically what's happened to us over the sort of winter period, and I'll join you guys in a sec for the game against Sevilla, and then we've got another one after that. It's going to be cool. I'll see you guys in a sec. We're going to start off by trying to get some more scouts. The option has finally appeared again. I'm hoping they'll let me do that because I really do want to get this done and get more and more scouts and as many as physically possible. So let's see what we can get. And let's go on. Yes! Extra scouts have been done. We're going to get ourselves a couple more. Hopefully it'll get us at least 2 more in this next upgrade. And I'll try and find some good ones as well, because we really do just want people with good judging PA and CA, really. So they're actually allowing us, I think, 4 or 5, no, sorry, I think there's 4 extra scout spots they've opened up to us, and that is a godsend to us. It really is. So I'm going to go hunt for some scouts, basically. But basically, what we're going to be concentrating on over the sort of Christmas period with our 4.21 million and our £43,000 wage budget, which is delightful, is some of these players. Now, obviously, I might put a cap on asking price on here as well, so I can filter out really expensive ones. I'll just take a look through and maybe do a bit of spring cleaning on this list. You never know. But that's going to be the plan on that one. Then what we're also going to do is we're going to send out the scouts to look at the youth intakes that we've kind of missed over the past 3 or 4 months. There's not been a huge amount of them, but there's still going to be a few hundred players there, which the scouts can now start looking at, see if we can add any newbies to the shortlist. Okay, so I've done a serious job of narrowing a lot of this down. So what I've done is firstly remove most of the players that have got a lower potential start rating of sort of, well, I mean, where's my cutoff point? I did pick a cutoff point. What did we say? I reckoned anything below 4 stars on the black, with that black final star. Some of these guys might not be that good either, but it's worth taking a little risk just to have a little look at them at some point anyway. The other thing I've done is I've gone through and removed any players from countries and leagues I just don't think we could have any chance at signing players from at this exact moment. So, for example, Premier League, Argentinian League, I just don't see us getting those players. They were just well out of our price range. And some of these other ones maybe as well. You notice there's still a couple of English players in there. That's because they're playing in the 3rd or 4th tier in English football. And as a result, we might actually have a shot at landing them. But Championship and Premier League players, probably not. The only 2 Championship players we had, I think one was from Norwich, who again, it would just be way above our remit in terms of those being able to sign them. So we've removed a couple of those leagues, and that's left us with 36 players currently on my little shortlist. Now, of course, if we move the knowledge level filter on, that only leaves it at 23, so there's still a few more to go, but these are the ones I'm going to be working through over the course of December and January, whilst I'm now going to send the scouts out to take a look at some fresh players from the other leagues that we've got. We might end up with a couple more to add to this list over that time period as well, because we've got a few months, and that's the main thing. So in terms of youth intakes, there's been a few since we last actually did our scout. The last one we did was the March one, so there was one in June, one in July, but as you can see, there's minimal. It's a bit more for Scandinavia in August. September there's a few, October there's a few, November there's nothing, and December there's nothing. So we should be able to get through these relatively quickly over the course of this as well, and add a few extra players to the team. There's another Obifule here, which is kind of interesting. So now I've added every single player that we've just looked at into the shortlist, which equals 942. I think there's a few that might have been caught by the 19 years old situation. That's the only thing I can think of. Does that add a few more? Oh, like 3. Fair enough. And then, of course, if we take the knowledge one on, back to 23, which again, that's what we're going to be looking at. And hopefully some of these guys will turn out pretty damn good over the coming months, and we'll see how they look. And we're going to get scouting some of these guys, though, and get into some, making sure that we get those scouts in first before I start going looking at these players, though. Okay, so our first scout signing is Stan van den Buys, who will be joining us. He's a decent one. I can't remember what he's got. It's like 14 or something, wasn't it? Yeah, 14 and 12. It's the best we could really get, but we've got a couple more coming in, including maybe even Teemu Tainio, which would be really cool. Next up, we've got Marcus Heyer, a 32-year-old German scout who will be joining us, which is awesome. Does anyone know the maximum amount of scouts that you can actually have at a team? I'm kind of curious to see how far we can push this. So is there a limit, firstly? And if you know it, do let me know, because I'm kind of curious. We've landed Tainio as well. That's the 3rd of hopefully 4 scouts coming in. That should give us a bit more wiggle room regarding these players. We finally brought in our last scout. We had to sack someone to bring him in according to the board, which kind of sucks, but he's got that 15 and 17, so I kind of was determined to bring this guy in. Plus he's got Brazilian knowledge, which will come in handy at a later date, I sense. Right then, we're back, and we've got a few days into the future. We've got the scouts sorted out. They are now in. Our world knowledge has gone up to 24%, which is pretty damn cool. So all the new scouts are in, and they're already gone out on assignments to help us bring some of these players in a little bit quicker. 4 extra scouts should make that March update. Well, it could probably knock as much as a month off of that, and if we can get even more scouts, we should hopefully be able to bring that down over the course of the save. Now, This is the list. I've lowered it to 90, just so that if anyone does drop off of 100, they don't drop off of our list, essentially. That's kind of what I'm doing here. So, it means we now got 27 players on it, because a couple of people have just ticked over to the 90 part. Now, we've got 4.21 million in the bank, and I'm tempted to go back after Yosuke Ishikawa, because I really liked the look of him in the summer, but we didn't have the money available. And I think now, if we can go after him now, he's got that decent current ability and looks like he's got solid potential. They might be able to give him a bit cheaper, who knows. See if we can negotiate a good deal with them and try and get him in, because I really do want that guy and I think he could be awesome for us. Okay, so it's taken a bit of wheeling and dealing, basically, but some people were talking about the idea of using the after league appearances clause, and I find that, yeah, okay, you can use that and it will work, but unfortunately, it doesn't really have much effect on the transfer. They will still demand shitloads of money elsewhere, it seems. This is my point about this one. This transfer could rise to 2.6 million, 750k up front, 600 in installments, because they've negotiated on it, and a further 1.2 million after 50 matches for the club, which you never know, he might not make, but if he does, then it's probably worth it, I suppose, in the long run. But this is my point with these sort of things. It's why I tend not to have those sort of clauses, because I find that in some ways could be worse for us down the line, because that's $1.2 million that we might not have that season in transfer funds if we happen to have to pay that. So I'm a little bit dubious about continuing to use that, but we have managed to agree a deal with them this time, and hopefully we can get a contract sorted out and bring that lad in. This lad, on the other hand, Stefan McWalter, who is at Dundee United, he's 17 years old. Okay, they say the maximum cost would be 1.1 million, but I wonder if he's the sort of player we could go after. He's, for a winger, obviously we'd have to train him to play further up the pitch as the sort of advanced winger, but decent dribbling, decent crossing, decent first touch, solid passing, alright pace, acceleration is pretty good, stamina's not bad, decent work rate. Only thing he's lacking is a little bit of technique, but he's determined, he's got looks for pass rather attempting to score, which is the ideal thing for one of my wingers, particularly if he's playing on the left. I think he might be worth taking a little gander at. Okay, so with a little bit of wheeling and dealing, we've agreed 250 up front, 500 over the next 4 years, and then another 250 in those league appearances, but it's going to cost us a lot less than the other guy, and 5% of profit from next sale, which is minimal, and I think he could be an okay player to try and bring. It'd be cool to have a Scottish player joining us as well. I was looking at a couple of centre-backs. Now, there was another one I was looking at who's a French centre-back who they want a lot more money from, but he only has 8 heading, which is a bit worrying, whereas this guy, Anton Anderson, is at Malmö. 13 heading, 11 marking, 14 tackling as well. Goddamn good determination. Only 9 on the positioning, which is a worry for me potentially. Jumping reach isn't stupidly good, but he's not stupidly short either. He's strong as well. I think he might be one to go after, because he's not really going to cost us that much, I don't think, if we can bring him in. And that's kind of more important for me. I'm looking at price as well. I'm trying to play a bit of Moneyball too when I can. I'm a little bit astonished. We've managed to get him for 100,000 up front and only 250 over the coming 4 seasons. I don't know why he's gone so cheap, because I really like the guy, and I'm sure there's something I've missed or whatever, but I feel like if nothing else, he could be a really good player for someone else in our league. But I think he could be quite solid for us as well. That's surprisingly cheap. This guy does, however, intrigue me. His name is Santos. He's in Brazil, so it would be a little while before we could bring him in, I think, although he's 19, so you never know. His marking is a little low for a ball-winning midfielder, but he's got fantastic tackling and aggression. Determination is off the charts. His positioning and teamwork is a little bit lacking, but he's got fantastic physicals for a 19-year-old, I think anyway, or it feels like it. No preferred moves either. I reckon we could probably pick him up quite cheap as well, and it might be worth a bid just to see if we can get him. Well, there we go. 100k up front, 145k over the next 4 years. I figured, why the hell not? It's a good one to bring in, I think. So I've removed a couple more, because there was a couple that I noticed that were already joining us that I'd forgotten about. And there's some of these I've had a look through, and there's some I just find there's a little glaring little bits of them that I don't really like, that I've picked out a few of them. And I might wait until we get the next little batch through, and I'm not entirely happy with that. I think we've got a few sorted out so far, so we'll try and get these guys in, and then we'll see what's left, and then we can try and work on some of those, basically. Well, this is annoying. Yosuke Ishikawa has rejected us and decided to join Chelsea instead. This has made me feel a little bit better. We've actually signed up 7 players right now. So Palmer's joined us, Arietta, of course, Greenwood, Kuyo, Santos, of course, Anderson, and McWalter, of course, the couple that we literally just picked up, are all joining us now. So we should have a nice batch of players for the second half of the season to maybe get some runs out. And a lot of them, barring Santos, my assistant seems to reckon are actually quite decent. So that's good. Let's get these guys registered and hopefully do quite well. Arsenal and Man United are now after Malcolm Williamson, which is annoying. So if you see me, I don't know, angry tweeting in the next couple of days, you'll probably know that the board have decided to sell him from out underneath me as well. So Real Madrid have now come in for Malcolm Williamson. I've managed to get one of those auto-reject things, because I managed to run Arsenal up to 5 million. That way I could auto-reject that, and hopefully that'll put them off for a little bit. I've also switched it up again a little bit, so we've now added a potential is at least superb, which is basically the 4-star max that I've added in, basically, which means that all new players that go onto this list, I can then filter it by that, so we can see who we should probably be taking a look at scouting once we finish this next batch. We can send our scouts out to look at them in a little bit more detail before the big sort of youth intakes happen, essentially. So remember earlier in this exact video where I said to you guys, you know what, if you see me getting angry later, it's because Wilhelmsen has been sold out from under me by the board. At least they've accepted the 5 million, it wasn't less, but it's so bloody annoying that this is the second time in a year that we've lost a really promising looking player to another club. And Wilhelmsen's gone now, £5 million, he's gone to Arsenal. As far as I know, we can't offer him out to a Danish club. I think the moment you see this, they've already gone. See, look, they're already Arsenal players. This is what I mean. Someone said, oh, you should offer them out when you get that. You don't get a chance. The moment that that's done, they're already an Arsenal player because it's happened during the transfer window, and Wilhelmsen's gone. So that's another 5 million in the bank, but we've lost another good player. I mean, it's huge profit again, which we can reinvest. It's just frustrating because it's actually hard to reinvest the money at the moment. Because I think once we've got this new scouting system sorted out, we should be a lot better. We'll have a lot of money to spend in the summer, but it's still frustrating to lose players of this kind of quality, particularly when they have never really had a chance to shine for us. But there you go, rant over. Right then, so my scouts have finished scouting all those youth intakes. We've now left ourselves with 160 players who fit all the criteria, being under 19 and of a superb level of potential. Now, I'm going to go through and do a little bit of cleanup on this, remove some players from the likes of Argentina, who, again, I just don't think we can be signing players from at the moment. They're just too expensive for us. But after that, I'm going to send the scouts out to try and get some 100% scouting on some of those players too, so we have ourselves a nice big list starting to emerge, and get that done, hopefully, before the March youth intakes happen, because that's when things are going to start to get really, really busy again, unfortunately. Unfortunately, because of the way this has fallen as well, getting the players up to match fitness again has been quite a stressful task, and obviously we're having to play Munksgaard at left back today, but that's just the way it is. Pusic will lead the line today. Cruz would have done, but he picked up a gashed leg, or a gashed head or something, so he's going to miss today's game, but should be back for the second leg, which is fine. Sisto on the right, Sobby on the left, Olsen and Kirk. Kerenen's out for a couple of months now, unfortunately. Singh will come in there because Sparva's just returned from a little knock, which means he's not fully match fit yet. Munksgaard at left, Sakibo, Bangard, Roma, and of course Darlene in goal. We need to sign a goalkeeper soon, we really do. But all the ones I've picked up so far I think one joins us in the summer. I think that's Cesar Fernandez, so can't wait for that to happen. So let's just jump straight into it, basically. So on the last video, I saw some people talking about, again, the whole thing of taking the Denmark job. It ain't going to happen. I'm not taking the Denmark job. It adds so many extra games to a series that's already going to be quite slowly progressing anyway, and I don't want to make that diluted, and it just doesn't add anything to what we're actually trying to do. Is that a penalty? Oh, good God, Patrick. You had one job, Patrick. Not do that in the first minute. I kind of feel like that might well be the end of this tie already. Us conceding the away goal. Koke steps up to take it, and it's 1-0 Sevilla after literally a minute of the match. Brilliant start. Koke steps up and scores. Yeah, but that's basically the reason why. It won't add anything to the save, personally, unless you're a fan of Danish football. Danish football? It's just not something I want to do in this save, basically. I couldn't do it with Wimbledon, and I certainly can't do it now, basically. Sisto. Oh, yes! Christopher Olsen on the rebound, and we're level at home against Sevilla. Maybe things aren't quite so bad. I shouldn't have judged it so quickly. It is 1-1 here, and we've scored against Sevilla, so there's that, albeit free kick rebound goal, and I'd be remiss if I did. I suppose it wasn't the same type. It wasn't the one where the goalkeeper saves it, but still, I'd be annoyed if that happened to me. So it is 1-1. Olsen was our player of the month last month, and you can understand why. It's 1-1 here. Maybe we can keep pushing here and actually find a way through, although I sense that it's not going to be like that at all. We're very much on the back foot, so I'm going to switch it to counter and try and do like that. The fact is we actually are still drawing this game. We've got horrendously lucky with it, but we are drawing, and that's the main thing. Ruben Garcia's ball in, headed away. Sisto could get a breakaway for us if he gets the first touch, which he hasn't, but there might still be a ball over the top available. Here we go. It's Harmeet Singh. Go on, Singy. Not quite. Not quite. And I wonder if there's a chance for us on the break in today's game. We wouldn't deserve it, really, but it's there maybe as an option. If they score here, it probably isn't, though. It's never, ever going to happen. Oh. Okay, and Ruben Garcia's in, and it is 2-1 to Sevilla. They're just a better side than us, really, aren't they? Look at the squad they've got. They're just a much better team, and it is a bit of a shame. I was hoping we could have got an easier tie, having dropped out like that. But, you know, swings and roundabouts. At least we've managed to get third in our Champions League group, which should help a little bit anyway. I don't know if you get any coefficient points for just playing in these rounds. I don't think you do. But, we'll do our best. Hello, Olsen. Oh, surely not. Cleared away. I was hoping we might get a cheeky set-piece goal or something. Sisto. Goals that way, mate. Lovely pass out for Olsen. Can he turn hero again? Ball in. Pusic! It's 2-2. I don't know where this is coming from, but Olsen has scored one, assisted another, and we're at 2-2 with Sevilla. Is there a chance today? Probably not. But at least we're holding our own a little bit in this match. Despite being pretty much outclassed in most areas, we've taken our opportunities. Great ball in from Olsen. Lovely header from Martin Pusic, who will be joining, I think it's Atromitos at the end of the season. He just agreed a contract with them, basically. I didn't have any say in it, and just one of those things, I guess. Right, I thought about getting him in a new contract, but I just thought, I want to start moving over to our youngsters as quickly as I can, really. Munksgaard's not having a good time at left back, which is a shame, but what can you do? Sobby's having a woeful time at left side midfielder, which is actually not so bad. We can get Obifule on, who really is a fantastic player. I'm almost tempted to get Greenwood on for Sikibo as well for a little bit, just to try and freshen things up on that side, and maybe get Sparv on for Harmeet Singh. I know he's played well, but I want to try and get Sparv back to fitness there, and at this point, I feel like we're probably still going to end up losing this game. But hey, you know, give some of these guys a chance to try themselves out. Give Greenwood a little bit of a run out. First appearance, Pusic's ball across. Ooh, if only Obifule had got in there. If he'd managed to win this game, it would have been truly astonishing, because we wouldn't really have deserved it. But we've taken our opportunities today. That's one thing I would say. But of course, the draw really doesn't do a lot for us. Römer, here we go. Kirk again. Bit of space in the middle with Olsen, the man. Out for Römer. He's got an overlap in the middle here if he fancies it. Sisto, back for Römer. Ball in. Olsen's in again. Christopher Olsen, I tell you what, he's on fire lately, and he probably should have done better. Then again, it's a difficult chance to take, and if he scores that, it's a dream come true for us, but I don't see it happening. That might have been our opportunity, but we've looked okay since we switched to counter-attacking, actually. We've sort of limited them to really mostly long ranges, and we've created some chances ourselves, and a 2-2 draw isn't that bad. Here we go again. Olsen down for Sisto. Can he knock it off for Pusic? Long ranger, and Marino sets a Vanguards on the rebound, and it's 3-2. We're leading against Sevilla. I'm out of... Absolutely incredible. It's 3-2. We've won the first leg. It's a really tenuous lead, I must say, because it's going to lead to us basically having to go there and avoid defeat. But I'll tell you what, we can play counter-attacking football in Spain, and you never know what we're capable of. Vanguard in there, probably first goal of the season for him, and we lead by 3-2. Incredible stuff. Here's a chance though. Sisto could... Oh, go on, if we grabbed a fourth. Imagine that. Sisto, he's through, he's fouled him. Obifule! What a save! That could have been the moment. We could have had a fourth goal there, incredibly, in a game we really... at first didn't deserve something from, but now we absolutely do. We've been so good in this second half. Monk scored, and that's offside. But what a chance for Peter Obifule, and what a save, most importantly, from Mourinho. I think it is Mourinho in goal there for Sevilla. That is an incredible stop, and I mean, a 4-2 lead, that could have been an actual doable result away from home, and it's gone out of play. We're going to win the game, but we really should have won it by 2 goals. We've been so good against Sevilla today. Once we sorted out our tactics a little bit and sat back, we've been brilliant in this game. Just playing on the break has worked a treat, and I wonder if we could pull this off away from home as well. Whistle will blow any minute now. There we go. Midtjylland 3, Sevilla 2. We've put a win over Sevilla, if nothing else. So let's just fast forward to the start of the next game as well, so we can bung a second one. And this could be a long episode, but I do apologise. I just figured, why the hell not? Now, one thing I have noticed that they've changed their system slightly, and they've actually pushed their wingers up, and that's the only change, really. Instead of playing a sort of 4-4-1-1, they're playing, well, they've pushed the 2 wingers, as you can see from their formation right there, basically. Olsen, oh, no way. Sikibo cleared away. Imagine if we were to come here and not lose, because that's essentially what we've got to do. A defeat here, basically, sinks us. I don't see us going through on a defeat. The only way we can really conceivably go through is if we avoid defeat. Sisto, he's got Cruz through the middle. Olsen, he's got Cruz through the middle. Just probably play it back out wide again. Oh, has he been fouled? Yes, he has. Fellaini might have gone through the back of him. Oh, a red card now. Yes! Marouane Fellaini does what Marouane Fellaini do, and that's get himself sent off. They're down to 10 men. We're a man up. Right. I'm just going to see how they change their tactic. But for now... Just a cheeky one. Gonna go to the right-hand side and exploit their wing that they've not got a player on. I can't imagine they'll stay like this forever, although I did once see a team do this in the past, actually just didn't bother putting another winger on. Because a 0-0 draw suits me totally fine, but if we score a goal, things get very difficult for them at that point. Kirk, back for Sisto, ball in, it's through, it's Cruz, and it is 1-0 Midtjylland in Spain. Juan Cruz could have just, I can't believe it. I know, and you might think, well, you've overestimated their ability a little bit, but the fact is, when you look at that team that they had going into that first game, they should be beating us, really. Probably home and away, but now we have the lead in Spain, and they need to score twice against us with 10 men in order to overcome us today. Incredible stuff. I'm making a couple of early subs because Sikibo's on a 6.4 and is not looking good, and so is Sobby. So I'm going to get Obifule and Michael Greenwood on, just to try and freshen things up a little bit and make sure we maintain our solid base at the back for the rest of the 90 minutes, really. 62 minutes, and we still lead in Spain. I'll tell you what, winning in Spain would be a hell of a result. I mean, the 10 men thing has obviously kind of contributed to that in some way, but still, it'd be a great result. Now, I want to keep an eye on their tactic, because I still don't think they're playing with a left-sided winger. Churro, or Kuro. Out wide for Mariano. This guy can cross a football. Don't let him cross a football. Ball in. Kirk clears. Arda. Oh. Good header away, but it's been put in on the rebound by Arda Turan, and it is 2-1 now. Right. We're up against it still a little bit, because as much as they've got 10 men, they're still a bloody good team. I thought the chance had gone when Kirk cleared it. Great finish from Arda Turan. Goalkeeper maybe could have done a bit better, but it doesn't matter. It is 1-1 here. Okay. On the line. They're still playing a lot down that wing. which means that obviously they're going to have to look to their other wing, you'd feel. Oh, please not a goal from a corner. Clear it, clear it, clear it. Oh, come on. Fucking penalties. Well, there you go, eh? I don't know what else to say, really. Penalty. I hate those. I hate seeing them for and against. It just looks so stupid from up here. Gamero to step up and take it. And it's saved by Darlene. Amazing. Darlene has saved. Oh, don't concede the goal. Unbelievable. They've missed a penalty as well. This game has got everything in it. We've got one more sub available. Let's see where we really need it. Who really needs a sub right about now? Maybe Hansen for Bangor? No, Bangor's had a good game. Novak's not been playing that well. Maybe a midfield change. Get Singh in that box-to-box and get off for Kirk, who made a little error there, but it's fine. We'll forgive him for that. I'm just trying to think, if we can get through the last couple of minutes. I feel like our luck might have run out, because we had that good result against Celta Vigo. Oh no, there's a minute left. They're going to score, they're going to score, aren't they? They're going to score. I think it's pretty evident. Back post goal? Sparv. Oh, back post goal? Oh, fuck. Well, there you go. We're out, and we knew it was coming, but what are you meant to do? I don't know. It's amazing how, despite not playing with a left-sided winger, they still managed to dominate down the left. Great header from Ruben Garcia. Goalkeeper's nowhere near. And in the 91st minute, Sevilla have won it. Oh, well, there you go. It is what it is, isn't it? Overload. Might as well. Doesn't matter now, but we're going to go out. Oh, I can't believe it. We were in such a good position. A goal up against 10 men, but they were just a better side than us. They are a better side than us in general, really, when you look at that squad. We still can't fault them. We absolutely can't fault them. But at least we got some coefficient points. To go out 4-4 against Sevilla is actually a lot better than I'd expected going into it, I've got to say. I just feel like it was there for us to win, and we very nearly did it. Literally one more minute and we're through. But it's showing progress. I'm looking on the positive side here. So next episode, I'm thinking we might do either the AGF game or the Horsens one. Probably AGF, though, because it's the last game of the first phase of the league. So that makes sense to give us a little bit of, hopefully give us some confidence back after a really interesting couple of games. Anyway, before this episode gets any longer, we're going to drop it here. So if you have enjoyed it, despite us going out, we've really played well over 2 legs, and hopefully that will help the coefficient anyway. And then do drop a like on the video, that'd be superb. And I will join you guys in the next episode for the final game of the first phase of the league. Let's see who gets into that top 6. See you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.